Hi everyone. This live stream broadcast is from the Republic of South Africa. The time now, it's 18:13 p.m. South African time. And we are also expecting someone today from one of the largest provinces in South Africa. And she was also trained in 2017. Yeah, so I'm just trying to get the power on, okay? So I just said to myself, let me allow her to join us earlier because some of the people can't join us after hours or in the evening. They are busy with some other things. So our heading today is saying introducing another leader from KZN province, and this live stream it's now on. So the date today is the 22nd day of the 8th month, 2018, meaning this year. And you are currently live streaming with Butana Lawrence Maluleke. And there is currently not much to share today. I am very, very exhausted, tired. I've been up and down, and there was some queries to be addressed from various communities around South Africa, of course. So I just told myself that no, it's better if I join you, also share with you earlier. So it's 6:16 p.m. South African time. So you can just convert that our time to the Pacific time. And thanks also for our viewers who are currently listening and watching. And we also thank Diana from Canada. Okay. I don't know if I may forward the link to Diana. I don't know. Let me just see. Okay. Diana, if you are interested to join us today, that's fine. Here's the link. You can retrieve that link. It will take you to our panel. That's fine. Yeah. I know last time we had our first invitation. You were in our panel. So here we go again. If you would love to share some things with our audience, and thanks again for having Vish from KZN province, South Africa. It's one of the largest provinces in South Africa, and our membership is large in KZN, Durban. Okay. So thanks again for joining us, Vish, and long time again. Yeah. And we have our membership large. Okay, Diana, you have to go on the top chat and switch off the volume there and allow the one on the video side. Okay.
Okay. What was that?
Yeah. I'm saying when we live stream, you must also check your.
I didn't realize that I was muted, so I unmuted myself. So now you got me.
Oh, now I can hear you, but I was also receiving another echo from whatever I've said. It was actually repeating itself. Okay, let me just try to. But you can hear me, right? Okay. Over to you, Diana. May you please greet our viewers.
Hi there. My name is Diana Gordon. I'm from Ontario in Canada, and I'm glad to be here. I've been a TBCian for since March of 2017. I'm glad to be included in this family.
Okay, talk to us. You are free to, you have a couple of minutes to share something with us and everyone, not just me.
I don't know what to share. It's just I'm excited about everything to do with TBC. It's changed my mindset completely. I know now that I don't have to depend on the government for everything, because the government is really working against us to keep everything status quo.
Okay. Oh, it seems.
They don't like.
Oh, okay. Carry on. It's fine.
Sorry. Yeah, the governments don't like changes generally, so they want to keep us under their thumbs. Oh, so they have control.
Okay. So, what are the latest about TBC development in Canada so far? I know that it is still a challenge in Canada, but I know you're the kind of person who does not give up.
No. So, yes, the TBC in Canada is very slow right now, but a lot of my situation is because I'm not able to get out and talk to people. So that's on me. That hopefully will be alleviated soon, because I'm expecting really good news about going to Cozumel, Mexico for my treatment.
Okay, I remember you told me about it. But like I said, our approach in our communities is different. In your condition, but you managed to introduce quite a number of TBCians in your condition. So
to my family and friends, but I haven't been able to talk to people that aren't within that circle.
But you are making a difference anyway.
Yes. Doing my best.
Yeah. So what I would like to say is that our approach to our communities is different, but at the end of the day, our goal is one, you see. So I really appreciate what you're doing, and I will encourage others to do the same. Our conditions and situations differ, but the little that we can contribute within the Billion Coin community makes a very big difference. Just like you've made a very big difference.
I'm looking forward to when after I have my treatment, that I'll be able to do my broadcasts. I'm excited about starting those, but I can't do that until after I'm fixed.
Yeah, but that time will come. You know that it will come.
Very soon. Very soon.
Yes, for you sharing and joining us, it makes a very big difference. Like I'm saying, you have set up an example that anyone in this community, irrespective of his or her condition, can do something, can make a difference. That's what I'm proud of.
I do have a personal motto that says I do everything, I do what I can when I can because I can. That to me is very important, because that signals strength.
Yeah. But after your treatment and your appointments with the medicals, then we're gonna see more than this for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Nothing will stop me.
Okay. Okay, let's greet our viewers. Hi, Stephen from United States. Welcome again, and thanks for being here with us. Yes. So as we were listening last night, Diana, in our actually it was our live stream because we were invited by Brother Stephen, myself, yourself, and Femi, and others. I saw your comments; they were quite very interesting. You actually contributed on that chat, though time was limited. So I had to cut myself and not to go beyond the time given. But let's get into it because we were guests, so we couldn't devour everything. We had to give others a chance to contribute. Okay. It is a concern about some of the key areas where the governments cannot allow their own people to have a share, just to have a fraction of those areas. This morning, I went through a video about another situation, current situation in the Republic of South Africa. The the land, you're gonna laugh at this one. The land properties are still controlled by others. As for the majority of our people are not in control. So this video was explaining about that how is that possible that the people of South Africa don't even have a chance to purchase a fraction of these properties. They're still controlled by 3%, if not less, of some people. So I saw your comments sharing with us last night based on the infrastructure and some things that are related to what I've just hinted now. What is your opinion, and what can we do?
About the, you're talking about when Femi was talking about the road work that him and his friends had done?
Let's generalize it and say the infrastructure, it's not shared accordingly. It's still under the control of some few people.
And it's doled out according to the favoritism.
Let's talk about basically the infrastructure, because if people are not in control of the infrastructure, then under the infrastructure we have labeled things that are grouping infrastructure. You remember, what was it? We spoke about energy, we spoke about soil, and we spoke about water. So you also contributed something on that within these systems around the world, there is something called nepotism.
Yes.
Yes, let's get into that. Yeah, and then from there, we will love to share from where we are that what TBC it's going. Okay, TBC. What change or what difference can TBC bring into communities around the world?
TBC can give the control and operation back to the people, because right now it's being controlled by governments all over the world, and by threatening to arrest or like imprison And also what was discussed yesterday was about how governments, when people did things, that they went and took credit for it, so that to the other people who don't know that they are doing good, except for they took the good that the people did and took that as something that they did, so that they could show the people that they are doing good. But yeah, I'm just going in around circles. Sorry.
Okay, you mean something like what Femi mentioned, that
Yes.
the community of where he stays.
Yes.
It's something about the road. The next thing, someone comes and claim the victory.
claim the prize. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's only an example. I'm sure that there are many examples out there that the government just wants to have control. It's all about control and money, because without the control, they won't get the money.
Oh.
So TBC will give the power back to the people, where it should have always been, but somehow it got lost somewhere down the line.
So meaning that their powers sometimes drives them crazy. They just go and take without a permission from.
Power hungry.
Wow. It's a crazy world, eh?
It is, but we're going to make it better. We're fixing it one step at a time.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. What I've picked up from my side, these systems, all of them around the globe, they are so worried currently. They are so worried about cryptocurrency. They are trying to do the best they can in order to bring it down, but it's not easy for them. What have you noticed? Why are they not winning? Can we share something?
They're not winning because we don't want them to. Simple as that. Like, we're fighting harder than they are, and we're actually going to make more headway than they think that we will, because they think that they can keep us down, but it's not going to happen. Can't happen, because there are too many of us. Too many of us worldwide that's going to come into TBC, and we will be able to be the moral, or the majority of the people that choose what currencies that we want to use for whatever we want to use it for.
Wow. On news this morning in South Africa, listen to this one. The banks are crying, and they are worried that people are no longer coming in for loans and other credits. They are no longer coming to them.
Do you blame them?
Yeah, the banks around South Africa, they are worried that people or communities are no longer coming in to ask for the loans and other credits. And their business is crumbling. And they even go as far as sending out their own staff to our communities to seek for business, meaning their staff, they're going out to the communities now to bring in the business, something that has never happened before.
Well, the thing is that as you know, that giving loans out is how the banks make the money from the interest that they collect from when they pay them back. So because they ask for exorbitant interest rates, and so if people don't pay that, if people don't get the loans and they don't pay back the interest, then the bank doesn't make money. It's simple, and money is how they get control.
Oh, but most of us still believe that ever since the banking system was launched some centuries back, banks have, fortunes. So why are they still seeking more? What is the problem? Why?
Again, it's power hungry.
Out to our communities to seek clients. Why? Because
well, like you said, it's insanity. They want more and more and more. As soon as as soon as they don't get more, then they think that they're poor. When in reality, in their minds, because they are scarcity minded, they are poor. Because we are not scarcity minded, we are abundance minded. We are rich in our minds anyway. We are far above them.
I'm beginning to be scared with the banking system. I think I have to pull myself out of the system.
I think that it might be time. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I think people cannot just pull out from the banking system. They're pulling out because they have a solution somewhere. What could that be?
Do you think cryptocurrencies might have something to do with it?
No, I'm asking.
I think that we've, as a whole, like as a people, that we've had enough of their control, of their perceived control. We've had enough. We want that back.
Okay. So cryptocurrency, even if it's so volatile, but someone is still in control. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
We are in more control than we actually realize. We have more control. It's just that we have to find the niche of how to deal with it, because we can't be afraid. We have to realize that there's going to be more and more and more coming in. We have to know that, not just like the banks do. If they think that if there's no more coming in, then they're poor, even though they have masses of wealth.
The last community that I've addressed a couple of days ago, since after the migration, they hinted something that for the past 18 months, if not over 18 months, some of them they have been ripped off by the fly-by-nights, you know that one. And then they've invested with the various banks. Some they have been waiting for a solution that maybe the system or their governments might introduce something in order for them to move out of poverty or scarcity, you know. But what they've picked up is that the system has been taking much from them, and it's continuously doing that. So they're becoming more bankrupt day by day. So it looks like there is no solution from their administration, meaning the government.
Yeah, so we can't depend on the government.
So they need a solution
to keep us where we are.
Yeah. So it's now
like they want by oppression.
Oh, okay. Now they wanted the solution. Hi, my brother Steven.
Hello, Diana. How you doing? How y'all doing, Lawrence? How you doing?
Good, and welcome again. Thanks for joining us in South Africa. How is US today?
We're doing good. Just a little warm as usual. This time we're in the last part of our summer month in August. It's pretty warm in September, but it started getting a little bit milder in September, going into October. But we're in full summer now. It's pretty hot.
Here it's really
yes, it is.
We
get our thunderstorms in the evening, you know, from all the heat, and not major thunderstorms, but not just drenching downpours for about 15 minutes, and it stops, then it clears up, you know.
Wow.
But everything is green, all the grass, the trees, everything is green because we've had more than enough rain. So it's God. I call it God's gifts, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my brother Stephen, as you were listening, our conversation, I will allow you to join us and share with us, based on the same subject. We shared about what the current systems are doing. Yesterday, we shared about the infrastructure, and I also shared something now that in my very last presentation that I had with another community members. They mentioned that for the past 18 months, if not over 18 months, they believe that their government would have done something in order to bring a change in poverty or scarcity. As we are aware that around the world, in the Philippines, South Africa, and most parts of Africa, northern parts of Africa, there is a terrible poverty. So it looks like no one is taking care of that. And what is the solution? Because what they need now is the solution, and meaning a solution that will be applied in every community, all communities that are affected by what is happening currently, scarcity or poverty. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, what's been happening, as you were aware, when I speak of Africa, I speak of the continent, all countries in that continent, and other parts of Asia and different parts of the world. We have an incredible amount of poverty, as well as scarcity in terms of greed and mindset. And then we have the status quo, the establishment that Randy and I talk about, the governments and the central banking system. Because a perfect example that I think 3 or 4 years ago, our government supposedly, get this now, a multi-billion dollar establishment supposedly ran out of money to pay their federal employees. Now listen to this now. They've said they run out of money to pay them. Some people couldn't come back to work until they got paid, which it didn't last about a week, maybe 2 weeks. Guess who bailed them out? The central banking system in the United States bailed them out. As we consider middle class and lower class, get a dime out of that? No. We saw nothing in taxes or anything. So that's a perfect example here in our country. And the same thing is occurring in parts of Africa, the countries in Africa, as well as parts of Asia. You know, the Philippines, they have their issues too. We know that Venezuela and Zimbabwe and parts of Africa was in hyperinflation. See, I know about these things. And so governments are not, I feel that the governments are not even operated by some of the right people with the right mindset. And that's why they go under the wayside. They don't know how to manage big financial systems. But thank God we have the billion coin, which we are growing gradually and smoothly over time. We should, that's like I was saying yesterday, we have to start thinking about strategies, about how we want to deal with the money that we are building in our wallets, because it will become liquid at some point. We know that it will be when it reaches 1 billion members. So let's say we reach 1 billion members and say 1 to 2 years, maybe 3. For example, what are we going to wait to that ending, to the end, to start talking about how are we going to deal with these billions of dollars that we have in our wallets? Or are we going to do something now to start thinking, start planning strategies on how we can build our infrastructure and the weak areas that's having all this poverty in parts of Africa? Yeah, in my opinion, I feel my country here should be at the near the end in terms of dealing with our poverty. We have our poverty, but it's nothing compared to what other countries have.
Absolutely.
United States should be at the end of the totem pole, you know, because we have great infrastructure here. But the only issue is, that's what I talked about yesterday. We were talking. I would love to spend some months in Africa and sit down with some people like yourself, some leaders in Africa, that we can put our minds together to strategize what we're going to do. Like Femi said, pull together, start building your own roads. Guess what I found out today? Do you know Dan Lux is electrical? He's an engineer. You know, I was talking about people. Yes, you remember I was talking about yesterday that we got people that have certain skills in TBC.
Yeah.
I saw a video today. Guess what? I saw a video today he put on today. In the Philippines, they have a new thing. We're going to be mining, Bitcoin mining, Ethereum mining by using solar panels.
Yeah.
You saw that, right? And
yeah,
they got solar. And think about it. They did the same thing in parts of Africa. Now, I do know that solar panels are expensive in parts of the world. But what they did, they got some investors to invest into those solar panels, the whole deal. So what we got to do, we got to find some people, just like Verona doing his TBC store. He said he talked to the government. If there are some people that are wealthy in Nigeria and parts of the world in Africa, we got to reach out to those people, and we got to all sit down at a table and see how can we strategize how we can help some of the poverty-stricken areas in Africa. Because I believe we could put our minds, we get the right people around the table and strategize on how we can put some energies into what we need to do to help people. I think we can make it happen. I really believe it. But we can do it starting between now and the next 3 years. We can do it and schedule it different parts of the year to us meet and you know, and I would like to talk to Randy more about this too, just to get his take on it. Yeah. And maybe we can talk a little about that when we come over to Africa, you know, and on these same lines, how we can strategize on how we can help areas of Nigeria and Uganda and Namibia and so many places in Africa, how we can help those areas, because those areas been under poverty for decades and decades and decades.
No? That is true, brother. Yeah, and for your contribution, I think everyone is listening. And what I've picked up in your contribution, you are stressing the point that TBC has taught us to be in control.
Yes.
Not to rely from anyone, but right. We can do these things. You have already mentioned Dan Lutz, okay?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then we have another technician, John. He discusses much about the energy.
Right.
Oh, that's John Harder.
John Harder. Yeah.
Free energy. Mm-hmm.
He just moved to Mexico.
Exactly. We have engineers, we have architects, we have designers. If we manage to grow other people's corporations, is it difficult for us to do for ourselves? I don't think so. We can even do far better than what we were doing in those corporations because we were employed. But now we are in control. Yeah. So all these corporations, they are there because of us. We have no shares with them, but we managed to grow them up because without us, they cannot exist.
No,
so if we can have that mind,
right.
Yeah, if we can have that mind, we can start thinking positive that why TBC is here and it is still here. So I think we have to learn more about our system because there is more within it. That's how I understand it. I don't know if maybe.
Yeah, we got to learn more about our system and how we can make it work for us. I do believe that. We got to be more educated about how to use it for the right purposes. I just think that we got time, but we got to use this time wisely. And time moves faster than we think.
True.
So if we see in our blog post 1 to 2 years that it turns liquid, that's a projection that admin came up with. Now, because admin knows that we now have a system that works. We're in a blockchain that works. So it's not an issue with our wallet system no more. That's right now it's running smoothly. Now it's about growing our community. But as we grow the community, we have to educate each one exactly how we learned it as our leaders, what we're doing. If we teach that person, like Randy and all of us saying, then I believe we'll have some very educated people that are cash flowing. Because as I said to Femi yesterday, no, it wasn't Femi. I was on Musa out of Cameron's his live broadcast, and I said to him, the reason that admin wants us to start cash flowing is not just because they want us to make money in TBC. One of the reasons admin want us to cash flow is to be an example for people. When you go out to talk to people about poverty, how can we talk to them about how to get out of poverty and cash flow in TBC if we're not cash flowing? So we have to be an example for others, so we can show them how to cash flowing in TBC. That's just one example. But we got some work to do. We do. And we just got to pull people together.
On the fiat system that we need to have a bridge to get us out of that. We have to get rid of all of our obligations with the fiat currencies until we can be able to build with the TBC community.
Right. To be dependent upon our existing system, and it's hard for people to break from it because that may be their only source. So we got some things to think about.
We do, and the thing is that it's not only for us to have in our minds to be able to take fiat currencies or to take TBC as our payments, like as our salaries, but we have to also worry about things that, like the saying, paying our utilities. They only take fiat. We are still very entwined with them.
Right, we so dependent, and if we had our own infrastructure of electricity or water and all those things, but we don't have that.
All of that would go away.
And then when another thing you got, there's another tutorial part we got to think about. A lot of the governments own certain parts of land in your area. Yep. So we can't build something on their land without their approval.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's another thing you got to think about. So
the Queen owns. I have no idea why she's even in this country. Like the royal family, we have no royal family here. It's just that they own a lot of our land.
Right. because they're wealthy, so they can purchase. They purchase land.
Yeah.
See, rich people purchase land to dominate.
Yeah.
See, no one think about that word. They purchase land to dominate.
Yeah, you know,
but they're doing it in a passive way. They're doing it in a passive way.
Yeah.
So that we don't even see them doing it.
Right. See, this is the thing that what's the lady said? Miss McKinney, Cynthia McKinney, I think her name. She said we got to disrupt our current system, but do it in a systematic way. You know, not in a violent way. In a system, we have to disrupt this current system where they really don't know they've been disrupted.
Well, there's a saying here that says that it don't stink till you stir it. So we need to do a lot of stirring.
Right.
Yeah. No.
We have to disrupt the system that we currently have, but we do it in a systematic approach.
We have to do a lot of stirring.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we do it gradually over time. Don't do anything fast because it shocks them. Then they come out there. Yes. Then they come and say, "What is this? What's going on?" You see?
It's the way the system has applied certain things in order to con us. You know.
Yes.
So I think we can also do the same, but in another way.
Yes. See, what they don't realize what they have done, they have created in us little, like Miss McKinney says, we are power cells, little power cells, and we got all of this knowledge that we gained in unemployment. Now we got to start using it for our own good.
They poked the bear.
So they have trained us.
They created us.
We
know how their systems work.
Because we built them.
We built them.
Yeah.
They didn't build it. They just oversee it. They just oversee the system and say, do this and do that. But we did the work. We were the workers. Now, why don't we be the workers of TBC and build some of these same systems? Yeah. See, I know it sounds like a holistic approach how I'm putting it, but we can break it down over time. We got time to do this.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get in some really deep conversations with you and some of the leaders in Africa, because I just feel it in my bones. I can feel it that we can do this. We can do it.
Yeah. That's true, Stephen. There was another approach from other leaders. You should remember this one when they proposed that. Danlutz was also one of the leaders who have proposed that sometimes we should have another live stream apart from Send Button so that we can discuss. Let's say today we'll discuss about Africa. What will be the strategy? Tomorrow it will be Europe. You know, under Europe we know we have these countries, something like that.
Right.
I think that is the only way to go, because we can easily gather everyone. We need a day where we can discuss these things. They are very important, and we have to prepare ourselves, because if we don't, TBC might catch up with us faster than us.
Right.
Then
right.
we get confused and say, "Oh, what can we do?" Then it will be a commotion. So let us prepare ourselves, like you are saying, at a moderate speed, not too fast.
Right. Just moderate. You know.
Yeah.
Because when we do it in a moderate way, then we can catch all the points we need to catch. We won't miss anything. But we do it too quickly, we open too many eyes, and then they will try to shut us down. So we gotta do it in a moderate way. And while I hate to use that word disrupt, but but disrupt can be used in a passive way. Do it passively. And then we continue. We can just sit around. I just believe that old expression, two heads is better than one. In this case, many heads is better than one, with TBC. And I think we got some very smart, sharp-minded people in TBC. And we have three of them right here. We got more people in TBC like this. We just got, and you'd be surprised the things that people have to offer, the things they have to offer to our system. There's some smart people out there. And so something that just came to my mind. I have a Zoom account that I pay for month. And what you just stated, maybe we need to start having a Zoom meeting, because I can hold up to 100 people on that Zoom meeting. And like Randy, have some leaders on it, from all the countries in Africa, that's in TBC. And we all talk about it, just talk about something on the side of TBC. We're not doing anything out of the realm of TBC. It's all TBC is a part of it. It's not a third-party program or nothing like that. Just discussion. And see what we can do, what can come out of this discussion. We got to start something. I just don't believe we should be waiting two years later to start doing this. We can start it now on a small scale.
And how about, like Lawrence was saying about having meetings to discuss things, how about a people in action kind of meeting? Because we do have talents about all kinds that we have to put together and start to do something. Like talking about ideologies is fine. It's wonderful, but we need to start actions. But how to do all this? There are many ideas because there are many people with different talents from all over the world that different things in different countries. Not everything is one size fits all.
Right. It doesn't. It doesn't.
But we need,
and that's how we got to break it down. We got to break it down, just like you're saying. You're right, Diana. We got to look at that.
Yeah, because if we don't prepare ourselves, I see as there might be another delay, because when you look at the system of TBC, it operates in a larger scale automatically. So that is why I used to say it's incomparable. You can't compare it with other systems that we came across. It requires more engagement, more people to work with it. So these live streams will also help, like you mentioned, that sometimes you must have a Zoom live streams. That will also help. Yeah, we must also prepare those who are coming in now. They must know that what is this system exactly? Because it's not just any system.
Right.
It's different from other systems that are currently in place. Yeah, there is more in it. Yeah.
I was thinking that down the line, a part of what Diana was saying, she made a really good point. Maybe we need to, because I was talking to Casman Rich about this. He was talking about us in the United States, how we got all these 50 states. I'm in Virginia on the East Coast. He's in Chicago, around the Midwest. Randy's in California on the West Coast of the United States. And he was saying he was actually giving us titles like general or whatever, kind of like what y'all had with presidents, and trying to figure out how we can build TBC up in our country. I will be taking care of Virginia. He'll taking care of Illinois. Randy be taking. What I'm saying is to say this. I'm not so big on the titles.
No,
I'm more concerned about the action that could be taken from what we learn, what we talk about. What could we do that stays in the realm of what TBC want us to do? Because they want us to build our community, yes, but they wanted us to build our community of the right type of people. not people that's going to be joiners, but builders, you know. Yeah. But in those builders, what can we get out of those builders other than just building TBC? What can we do? Can we, I'm gonna talk about Africa. I'm just talking about Africa now, just parts of Africa. Maybe we need to talk about just focusing on that and let that be the model. We could take one area of the United States and let that be the model for the rest of the world in terms of how to build or make something work, something that's broken and make it work. You know, okay. Let's just take Nigeria for one, just for one country.
All right.
Start in Nigeria. How can we get the infrastructure with electricity better? How can we get the roads better? That's weakened. But yet they have one, when they go over this bridge and they see wealthy on the other side of this bridge, I've seen, I saw a video that Femi gave me. And I saw the houses, how those people are living. That reminds me, when I saw that, it reminded me of parts of the U.S. Houses look just like that in the U.S. And so, how can we make things better? We're not trying to make it like the rich folk. We're just trying to make it better for than what we currently have in certain remote areas. Why people have to resort for the mindset of scamming people, making credit cards off of people, other people current. I mean, they got people that's scamming people because they have no choice but to do that because they don't have money. They don't have money to even bathe.
Yeah.
So they said, I hate to do this, but I gotta scam somebody so I can feed my family. Why should they have to resort to that kind of behavior? We got to cut out that kind of behavior. We got some people that don't want to scam, but they feel like they have no. This is what Femi was telling me about. He said there are some people in Nigeria that just scam. That's what their job is every day, to scam people.
They're called yahoos.
That's what they call.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I got so much stuff to talk about, guys. You can see I got a lot of stuff to. Yeah. I got so much up here that's been thinking about daily, you know?
Yeah. My brother Stephen from USA and my sister Diana Gordon from Canada for all your contributions today. You gave me an assignment, but I think a part of that assignment, we have to start mobilizing from now on. We can share it in other live streams, like mobilizing some of our members who are keen to be a part of this move. Let's gather everyone and start those Zoom live streams right away. We can't wait because the idea came in now. So we can't say, no, the idea came in now. Let us put it aside. We'll come back after 4 weeks. Someone might steal it, right?
Well, I'd be more than happy to use my Zoom account because I don't use it as much as we was going to build that program called Go Kringle. Before, when I was creating a team in New Zealand and Australia during that time, and I haven't used it that much lately, but I'm more than happy to use it for this purpose. And maybe you and I need to talk about it. We need to talk about it, Lawrence and Donna. We can talk about, see how we want to structure it. You know, what the subject matter would be, and go from there and pick a day what's good. Because I know your time is like 6 or 7 hours ahead of us here. Because Dinah's the same time zone as I am.
Yeah, Lawrence is 6 hours ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm still private. Let's touch base. We can start, the three of us. Let's discuss it on how we're going to do it. Yeah. I'm available for the next, let me see, 8, 9, 10, 11, for the next 5 hours.
Okay.
Okay. So whenever you send the message in my FB, I do retrieve those messages, even in my phone. Even Diana.
Okay, I tell you what I'll do. I don't know what your evening is like, but I can schedule a Zoom meeting for just the 3 of us.
See, for me, it's really hard to tell it now. like, because my situation, my condition changes within, could be like I'm going downhill right now. So,
but you possibly could feel better later, right?
Possibly, but maybe not.
Possibly.
I can't count on it. I can't count on it at all.
Right. I know that's frustrating for you because you don't know how your health can be around the clock. I know that's pretty.
I can try to make a plan even for tomorrow morning. It's like, okay, well, right now I feel okay, but tomorrow morning I might feel like I can't even get out of bed.
Right. Yeah. Right.
No, whenever you're available, Diana, we understand. Okay. Whatever you can contribute, I told you when we started, it makes a very big difference. You have set up an example to many that we contribute in TPC community in various ways. So if you're available, we say thank you and we support you for that. If you are not, we won't get upset, but we know that Diana does her level best to support this movement. You see? So don't worry, we will understand. If maybe that day it's me and Stephen, and you'll be updated that what did you discuss? Okay.
Yeah, because right now,
if you guys knew me when I was younger, like say even 10 years ago, that it's like night and day to what I am now.
I believe it. I believe
very
it.
Frustrated because there's so much that I want to do, that so much that I find that I can't, and I hate hearing myself.
I can tell by your spirit. I can tell by your spirit that you had that, what you were, and I believe you're gonna return back to that. I really do. I really do.
Well, I'm any day now. I'm expecting money so that I can go to Mexico. I've chosen Cozumel to go to for my treatment.
Do you have any idea how long you're gonna be there?
I'll be there for about a week.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a vacation while I'm there.
Oh, fantastic! Fantastic. Need to free your mind, right? Free your mind.
Well, I've never been outside of Canada or the US, and so this will be my first time, but not my last.
Oh gosh! Oh my gosh! You're gonna enjoy yourself. Because Cozumel is beautiful. It's beautiful. I've been there before. It's beautiful.
I've been watching videos.
I've been there twice. Actually, I've been there twice.
I've been watching videos on YouTube about it.
Yeah. I'm also dreaming of visiting Cancun in Mexico. They say it's nice.
Yeah.
That's the one place I haven't been. I've been to 2 places in Mexico, but I haven't been there yet. I haven't been to Cancun yet. But it's beautiful, though. It is. It is.
Yeah, I'm to visit there. Yeah.
The water there is beautiful. Beautiful. My God, it's beautiful.
Yeah. No, brothers and sisters and all TPCians, also all our viewers, Honey Duplessis from Namibia, thank you for being here with us. And Mofo Gilders, thanks again. And Diana from Canada, and Vish from South Africa. He's from KZN, one of the biggest province in South Africa. And we also have a large TPC community in Devon. So thank you again for being here, for all your contributions. And I'm also looking forward to join you shortly, because I know now it's about time.
Yeah, it is, because I'm looking at the time.
Yes.
I know I got my broadcast in about a little less than a couple of hours. Randy's doing his right now. And
yes.
And so if I do a Zoom meeting today, it may, I know that you're 6 hours ahead, so I keep that in mind, because it's a little after 7 o'clock there now in your time. So at 3 o'clock is 9. So I'm thinking it probably be around, would be 5 o'clock be too late for you?
Our time or your time? 5 o'clock
your time, because 5 o'clock is now 11 o'clock your time.
No, 11 I'll be fine. I'm still up.
Okay, because I'm up late at night myself, because so I'm gonna try to make that Zoom around 5 just to sit and talk a little,
Yeah, I'll be waiting for you. Yeah. And
okay, I can make as soon as I get off this, I can make the link right away.
Yeah. Send me a message on Facebook, then I
will do.
I'll connect. And thanks again today. Our time now, it's 7:13 p.m. South African time. And thanks for all those who have joined us today. Let us go and build this community, join others, since we know that our brothers and sisters, Randy and others, are currently on. Let us hit it, guys. TPC, it's live, and this is our wealth. This is our community. Let's do the best we can. And thank you again from South Africa.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to learn from you guys, and thank you again. Bye.
All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cheers. Okay.